Hey guys, my name is Melanie and I'm here with my friend, DragonLover52. And today we're going to be reading Chapter 2 of The Reich Guy from archiveofourown.org, which is a fanfiction including Hitler and One Direction. The series is ongoing and we'll update more as the chapters appear. So, here we go. Chapter 2, this is a tough word, Hybristophilia is the love of murderers. Alright, class, open your history hex books, Hitler moaned, tugging on his shirt collar as steam erupted from it. I bit my lip, unable to handle the beauty of his misshapen and decaying body. For a zombie, Hitler was good-looking as Heil. As he turned to the class, showing off his amazing calves and lack of butt, I fell into a daze, imagining things I shouldn't, things I could never be proud of. I imagined him, us, no longer as enemies, but as what we should have always been, lovers. Just pictured a day at the beach, me in my Catholic nun robe so not to show off too much skin, and Hitler in a tight pink thong that held his festering crotch together. We'd hold hands, giggling as we goose-stepped into the water. As the waves crashed against our legs, I'd jump into his arms, and he'd hold me tight, his chin tickling my neck hair. Then we'd sit in the sand, building sandcastles. Black Hitler would make a map of Europe and write mine on Poland and Austria. I'd playfully scold Black Hitler for doing it, and he'd laugh and set the map on fire, burning all evidence of its existence. Mr. Ravenport farted. Black Hitler. I woke up from my daydream to see the short hunk of a man in my face, glaring at me with a look of anger and lust. Just what do you think you're doing in my swamp, kiddo? Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, I shouted directly into his mouth, causing his teeth to recede back into his blue gums. Black Hitler jumped back, appalled by my actions. Oh, Mr. Ravenport, I do not know how I feel about this behavior, he cooed, ripping his shirt open. I fell over into the puddle formerly known as Megan. I need to take Megan to the nurse! I death metal screamed, kicking my feet in the air as if riding an invisible bike. Black Hitler moaned and wrote us a pass. Don't be long, I have an extra special class discussion about monsters in space, he purred. I nodded and dragged Megan out of the classroom to the nurse's office, happy to get my mind back together. Megan came to once we were out of the classroom. She batted her blue eyes as they adjusted to the light. Peter, I thought I saw him. Black Hitler, Megan muttered. I dropped the snow beast on the floor. You thought right. But how? He is the death, and we killed all over him, she said as she got back to her feet. I clenched my fists as tears rolled down my right cheek. I know, Megan, I know. I cried to the heavens and fall to my knees. All the lights go out aside from the one over me. I slowly wet my lip blue hair up, looking to the heavens above for an answer to all my sorrow. In the distance, a church choir can be heard singing off my sadness. I don't know how necessary that scene was, but okay, said Megan and kicked me back to my feet. The lights flickered back on and multiple gunshots appeared to be what ended the song of the choir. But seriously, this is a problem. We have to kill him again. No, we cannot do such a thing to Black Hitler. Do you hear me? We just cannot do that. I danced. I threw myself into the locker, sliding down in a dramatic pose. How could I say such things? Black Hitler was a dumb prep, and I was the most punk rock person ever. That is how I was the only human allowed to enter into an all-monster school. If you're punk enough, your blood just becomes super identical to monster blood. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Eat your veggies, kids. And yet, I think I love him. I'm in love with such a dumb prep. I can feel the humanity seeping back into my dark blood. Megan, this is going to sound totally not kawaii, but I think I have to finally admit it. I think I've fallen for the enemy. I am in love with Black Hitler. What? Screamed Megan in Japanese. You cannot do that, Peter-chan. Kuro no Hitler-kun is evil, and you are too punk to date such evil. I know, Megan-san, but you don't understand. He gets me like no one else does. He understands me. Megan-san, he loves me, I say, tears of Hot Topic streaming down my face. Megan wasn't paying attention anymore, as she started to wonder how she could use quantum physics to make anime characters real. I sighed a mighty sigh, wiping the lyrics from a Sleeping with Sirens song from my eyes. I was useless. It was useless. My heart already belonged to Black Hitler. My fate was sealed forever. "Excuse me," a thick, sultry Russian accent said. I turned around to see a tall, gray-skinned man with bat wings and the most beautiful brown eyes a kid could ask for. "The funk do you want?" I howled in the cutest voice I could muster. The man smiled, his yellow fangs shimmering in the light. My name is Sexy Stalin. I am from the Russian School for Unbelievably Hot Gargoyles, but I am now to attend this school now. Could you show me around?" "I could show you around my ass," I whisper. I whisper loud enough for Sexy Stalin to hear. He laughed, the laugh of a man who killed millions of people in a horrifying attempt to fix his country. He wrapped my noodly arm around his literally rock-hard bicep. "We go for a look around, yes?" he said, his eyes sparkling with the screams of everyone he had sent to Siberia. I slightly nodded, drool dripping from my mouth. "Bye, Megan, I have to fuel my hybristophilia," I meowed and walked Sexy Stalin down the hall. Megan imitated Arnold Schwarzenegger and screeched at me before slithering down the hallway. "So what brings you to Spooky Skellington High?" I asked, averting my eyes from Sexy Stalin. He took a deep breath and smiled. The dismantling of capitalism," he breathed, his voice reminiscent of smooth caramel dripping into a freshly baked brownie on a silver platter. "Wow, what a hottie." I breathed in his voice and found myself floating in it, drifting away. Then I noticed I was actually floating away. I looked down to see Sexy Stalin staring with confusion. "Saved you again, girl," a tiny voice bellowed. I looked up to see my friend Hex, the Doom Fairy. "Hex!" I yelled to Hex. "What the hex are you doing?" "Natasha told me everything. Black Hitler is back, and we know how you feel about him, so we decided to skip school entirely and rob a bank with nothing but 2 bananas and Taylor Swift's cover of Riptide," she squeaked. "That sounds mildly counterproductive and would not look good on any of our school records," I droned. Hex stopped, a smile on her face. "Do you dare go against me and summon the wrath of God?" "No, I just thought maybe we should go get some nectar from the cafeteria instead," I Schrödinger's catted. Hex twerked with glee. "That's a spectacular idea. Let's go!" She exploded and dropped me to the ground. I thought I would hit the ground, but instead I stayed afloat as Sexy Stalin caught me. "I thought I lost you," he lolled. His breath smelled like an animal farm. "You can never lose me," I croaked, flashed a maniacal grin that made Sexy Stalin kinda uncomfortable. I'm going to drop you off at the nurse's office. I cannot have you getting in trouble with Mr. Hitler," he said and dropped me off. "Mr. Who?" I said as he flew away. Then I looked at the nurse's note that was stuck in my pants the entire time. It was the nurse's pass. But not only a pass, it was also a note. "Dearest Peter, it was time we patched things up. I cannot handle being evil to you. I will become punk just for you. Just love me like you do. Love me like you do. Like you do. Meet me outside after school. Love, Black Hitler." My heart did the thing. You know, that pumping that, but only faster. Just that quickly, I forgot about him. I forgot about Black Hitler. My Black Hitler. I ran from the nurse's office to the cafeteria in hopes of finding my friends. They always knew what to do. Somewhat, sort of. Who knows? And that was chapter 2 of The Reich Guy. Stay tuned for chapter 3.